Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you've seen the last video I posted on my channel, you already know how much time I've poured into Apex Legends and how much the game means to me. I'm not just some casual hopping on a trend. I used to love this game, but that love became more and more one-sided. In today's video, I want to break down the top 10 things Respawn and EA need to do or keep doing to fix Apex Legends before it fades away for good. Some of these are major changes, some are just common sense, but all of them are crucial if Apex is going to return to being the popular game that it once was. So let's get into it. So remember the golden days of Apex? We had modes like Shadow Royale, Winter Express, Grand Soiree, or Flashpoint. Now it feels like they barely show up, and when they do, it's the same recycled format, nothing new and nothing innovative. LTMs are where casual fun lives. They offer a break from sweaty rank matches, and honestly, they're often better than the core modes. Rotating these modes constantly keeps the game fresh, lets people experiment, and brings players back in. Stop treating LTMs like seasonal decorations. Make them a part of Apex's core experience. Maybe introducing a playlist similar to Mixtape would solve some of the staleness that Apex feels during their long 3-month seasons. Also, I don't know where to put this point in the video, so I'm just going to say it here, but can the devs please stop forcing the players into pub takeovers? It once again ruins the casual experience. If you watched my previous video, I talked about how Season 23's Rift relics ruined the casual experience and pushed a large majority of the player base away, including myself. If they were to simply keep new game mode variations as LTMs, it could improve the casual experience of this game. But speaking of casual content, what about the tools we actually have to improve as players? That brings me to number 9. I'm always one to give credit where credit's due, and Season 17's update to the firing range was amazing. Giving players more opportunities to warm up or practice their game mechanics was a great addition to the game. From an agility course to AI bots to even a 1v1 arena, this range now has it all. However, what I think needs to get improvements is the bot Royale experience, and furthermore, the pub experience. Practicing with bots in the firing range is one thing, but playing with other people in actual games is a completely different ballpark. Maybe adding variations to the bot Royale mode, like easy, normal, or hard, could help improve players' accuracy as well as game sense. Another thing that would be awesome to see is players being able to automatically be put into bot games if they're on a losing streak. Fortnite has done this for years, and who knows, maybe it's the dopamine surge that people need to continue playing. More tools to improve equals more invested players, that's just facts. Of course, all the practice in the world won't help if the actual ranked experience is still broken. And yeah, it definitely still is. So let's talk about it. You already know this section had to be in this video. You can't watch an Apex Legends rant without hearing about the state of ranked. Ranked matchmaking is still a mess. It's wild to me that in Season 25, we're still dealing with Smurfs, 3-stack Preds, an awful MMR system that puts silver players against masters and Preds. The solo queue experience is horrible, and as someone who solo queued when I played ranked, I can assure you it has always been horrible. Either reset the system and build it from the ground up, or stop pretending like minor changes are going to solve the core issues. Once again, I say, how many times have we seen patch notes claiming that ranked is going to be fixed this season, and it's still terrible? After the introduction of prestige skins, they removed the only thing that a large majority of the competitive scene worked for: dive trails. And in Respawn, and really EA fashion, they gave it to the prestige skins, and it gets replaced with a lackluster banner frame. Like, come on, there needs to be a proper incentive for both casual and competitive players, and right now, neither group is satisfied. And while we're talking about rank, let's not ignore the other half of the issue, where we're playing these matches. Because I don't know about you, but I'm tired of the same old rotations. We have 6 maps in Apex Legends. 6. So why are we stuck playing only half of the maps each season? And let's be real, why is it always the maps we all hate? I'm looking at you, Broken Moon and Stormpoint. We need a proper rotation that keeps things fresh. Give each map its time to shine. Maybe even let us vote during community events for which map we want instead of giving us the maps we don't care for. Even better, let us queue for the maps we want. It's not rocket science, and even if the argument is that it causes too much pressure on the servers or it will divide the active players, then give us all 6 maps on a shorter rotation. Once again, it is not rocket science. But even if we had perfect map rotation, it wouldn't matter if the actual gameplay isn't balanced. Some legends go untouched for years. Others get buffed and nerfed in random cycles that feel like someone's spinning a wheel behind the scenes. Take Horizon, Seer, or Ashe. One season they're top tier must picks, the next they vanish from existence. I mean, look at poor Seer, even the devs don't know what to do with him. Weapon metas swing wildly too. Mozambique with hammer points or hit scan charge rifle anyone? We need regular, transparent, balanced patches that reflect what's happening in the game. and not just silence for 1.5 months until either the new season or mid-season split, and maybe listen to both casual and pros for once instead of just the pros. And while the game might be chaotic, you know what's consistently frustrating? The store. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. EA's obsession with monetization. It is absolutely wild that $160 heirloom recolors and $40 bundles are still dropping right after massive studio layoffs. And what's worse is that we have shifted to almost $400 milestone events. Look, we get it. Apex has to make money, but we can't keep jacking up prices while gutting the dev team and ignoring core issues. Where is the money even going? Because I know it isn't going to server fixes, playtesters, or the devs at Respawn. Reward loyal players. Bring back affordable skins. Make the battle pass actually feel worth it. Monetization doesn't have to feel predatory. I mean, look at last season. Having players earn Apex packs for completing challenges was an amazing change of pace. It actually got a lot of players wanting to play, and it gave them something to work towards. Implementing rewards like this for loyal players would make the game go so much farther. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Apex shouldn't evolve. In fact, that's exactly what it should be doing, which leads perfectly into number 4. So back in Season 9, Respawn pushed the idea of going beyond Battle Royale, and for a second, it felt like they really meant it. Arenas launched as a full-time 3v3 mode with its own maps, its own rank system, and the potential to give Apex a secondary identity outside of Battle Royale. But instead of supporting it, they let it rot. No new mechanics, no big updates, no hype, and eventually, they pulled the plug. Now in Season 25, they brought back that version of Arenas almost untouched, and this upcoming Arenas like 2.0, it's just a limited time mode that doesn't scream beyond Battle Royale. It screams testing the waters without committing. Meanwhile, we have Mixtape, which is cool in theory, a rotating set of casual modes like TDM, Gun Run, and Control, but let's be honest, Mixtape has been stale for a while now. It's the same modes with zero progression, no variety in objectives, and nothing to really work towards. If Respawn wants to actually go beyond Battle Royale, it's time to commit. Keep LTM concepts that work. Give them their own rank queues or progression paths, and map-based modifiers or seasonal twists. Stop treating these modes like throwaway content and start using them to give players something fresh outside of the same Battle Royale loop every single season. But here's the real kicker. Even the best ideas won't go anywhere without good leadership, and that's where the deeper problem lies. Let's be real, the biggest thing holding Apex back is not the devs at Respawn, it is EA. Time and time again, EA has shown that they care more about profit margins than actually making Apex the best it can be. They've laid off core developers, people who worked on Apex Legends, wrote lore, balanced weapons, literally the heart of Apex, just to save money and inflate their bottom line. Imagine pouring your soul into a new legend like Sparrow just to get laid off before they even release. That's the kind of management Apex is under. Instead of hiring more QA testers or putting more time into fixing bugs and balancing the game properly, EA would rather shove out overpriced bundles, push $160 heirloom recolors, and call it a day. The game suffers while the store gets weekly refreshes. The result? Broken metas go untested, updates get rushed, new content feels unfinished. It's no wonder we keep having day one bugs, overpowered legends, or half-baked systems that get scrapped a few seasons later. If Apex is going to survive long term, EA has to let Respawn breathe. That means investing in the dev team, expanding QA and playtesting, giving the time and freedom to innovate without fear of layoffs or profit-chasing deadlines. Because right now, it feels like the people running Apex are actively suffocating it. So how do we fix the disconnect? How do we make sure the people playing the game actually feel heard? That's what number 2 is all about. One of the biggest things Respawn could do to improve Apex Legends is simply listen to the people who actually play the game, the community. We're not talking about casual, ask me anythings, or a single dev tweet every 6 weeks. I'm talking about real, ongoing dialogue, updates, patch notes, balanced discussions that actively reflect what players are asking for. Because let's be honest, most of the time we feel completely ignored. A perfect example, the whole Battle Pass controversy recently. EA tried to change the price of the Battle Pass from 950 Apex coins to $9.99 USD, removing the ability to use in-game currency you earned. That would completely kill the free-to-play spirit that this game was built on. The community exploded. Twitter, Reddit, YouTube, everyone was talking about how tone deaf the change was. And guess what? Just a few days later, they walked it back. Respawn made a statement, said they heard the feedback and went back to the original system. And look, credit where it's due. This was the right call. It was one of the fastest and most honest response they've ever given. They admitted it was a bad move. They listened to the backlash, then they acted on it. People actually praise them for it. So here's the question. Why can't they operate like this all the time? Instead of treating the community like an afterthought, make us part of the process. Post test ideas. Let us vote on modes. Give us dev diaries more often. Because it works. We've seen it work. Look at games like Fortnite or even Marvel Rivals. They actively talk to their player base and make visible changes based on what people say. But part of the reason Respawn doesn't do this consistently, again, it comes back to EA. EA doesn't want devs admitting fault. They don't want honest conversations. They want PR safe silence unless it's about a new $30 skin bundle. That silence is what's driving the community away. Because if you stop listening to your players, they eventually stop playing. And by the time you decide to check in again, it might be too late. And finally, we come to what I think is the most important fix of all. Because even without better gameplay, maps, or monetization, none of it matters if Apex forgets what made it special in the first place. You know what really made Apex Legends stand out when it launched? It wasn't just the movement or the gunplay, it was the identity. The world felt alive. The legends weren't just skins with abilities. They were characters with real backstories, relationships, and growth. Think back to the Loba and Revenant storyline. That arc had everything: revenge, betrayal, emotional weight. People were genuinely invested in what would happen next. Every season, the trailers hyped up the next chapter. The community theory crafted, broke down frames, looked forward to the next drop. But after that arc ended, radio silence. Sure, they started something with Horizon, Ash, and now Alter, but where is it? Buried in in-game comics that barely no one sees. No trailers, no cinematic shorts like we used to get, no actual payoff. It's like they forget that the lore was part of what made Apex feel so special. It gave context to every match. It made you want to main certain legends, not just for gameplay, but because you liked them. Remember the PvE mode back in Season 5? You drop in, fight off AI enemies, uncover pieces of a story, and each mission built on the last. It was fun, it was unique, and it got people excited for the future. But instead of building on that momentum, they never went back. Not even once. That mode has so much potential to become something more, like episodic events or evolving storylines tied to gameplay, but EA probably didn't see the monetization in it, so it got shelved. And now, trailers barely show any story. We used to get anime shorts, comics, deep lore articles. Now we get quick gameplay overviews and some voice lines over B-roll. That's not hype, that's a marketing filler. If Respawn wants to bring players back, they need to bring Apex back to life, not just as a shooter, but as a living world. Bring the lore to the forefront again. Give us reasons to care about these characters. Show us what makes the universe worth investing in, not just what's for sale in the store this week. Because Apex identity wasn't just a fast BR with cool guns. It was a rich, interconnected story world that felt different from anything else out there. And right now, that identity is fading. So those were the top 10 things Respawn and EA need to fix, or just stop screwing up, if Apex Legends wants a real future. This game has some of the best movement, gunplay, and character design by any shooter out there. But right now, it's like you're watching your favorite athlete get benched every game by a clueless coach who only cares about jersey sales. If you've been feeling the same way, drop a comment. Let's talk about it. I read everything you guys send, and I really want to build a space where you can be real with this stuff without sugarcoating it. Anyways, thanks for watching. I've got more content like this coming soon, so stay tuned, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.